Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the new topic. Today we'll be discussing the corona loss. As we know that this corona effect is accompanied with the acceleration of the different electrons or ions. So to accelerate these ions or electrons, it is some energy, and that energy or power has to be supplied from the main supply. So the power that is going to this uh, ionization, or we can say the acceleration of different ions and electrons, is wasted. It is not going to the load. That's why it is known as corona loss. So we can say that the ions produced in the electric field results in space charge which move around the conductor. The energy required for the charge to remain in the motion is derived from the supply system. This additional energy has to be supplied from the mains. This type of energy loss or power loss is known as corona loss. So we need to see how this corona loss is dependent on different parameters of the electrical quantities, and how are the different techniques so that we can decrease this loss. Now this is the Peake's formula, which is given by the Peake. It is actually an empirical formula. It is derived on the basis of the experiments. It gives us the power loss based on the different parameters like frequency, like the radius of the conductor, separation between the conductors, operating voltage, and critical disruptive voltage. So it is given as Pc is equal to 241 into 10 raised power minus 5 multiplied by F plus 25 divided by delta. Delta is the air density correction factor, multiplied by root of R by D. This is the capital D, separation between the conductors, multiplied by V naught minus Vd whole square, where V naught is the operating voltage, Vd is the critical disruptive voltage, and it is measured in kilowatt per kilometer per phase. So please remember these things. And here I repeat that F is the frequency of the supply or system, delta is the air density correction factor, R is the radius of the conductor, D is the separation between the conductors, V naught is the operating voltage, and Vd is the critical disruptive voltage. In this case, this is actually the formula which is used in fair weather, when the weather is good. In foul weather, when the weather is not good, this Vd that comes out over here is taken as only 80% of the Vd in the fair weather. In that case, this Pc will increase more as compared to the fair weather. This formula has also some limitations. That means it has some range in that it works well, and beyond that it may not give the correct value. It gives correct result for frequency range of 25 to 120 Hz, and conductor size should be greater than 0.25 centimeter. Operating voltage to the critical disruptive voltage should be greater than 1.8, and M naught should be very close to 1. It should have large value. So even if it has so much of limitation, but here in this course we are always using this same formula. We have different formula as well. We have Peterson formula or other formula, but we are not going to discuss them, and we are not going to use them here. For any purpose, will be always using the Peake's formula, even if sometimes it may violate these conditions. So let us discuss some factors on which this Peake's formula is based. It is based on three formulas, three factors, that is the electrical factor, atmospheric factor, factors connected with the conductor. The electrical factors means that this Peake's formula is dependent upon the frequency, and it depends upon the operating voltage. And from here it's quite obvious that if frequency increases, this corona loss will increase. It is in direct relation with the frequency. Similarly, if this operating voltage increases, this corona loss will increase. This is in square relation with the operating voltage. Here also you can get the corona loss for a DC. When F is equal to 0, corona loss will be minimum for that case, but it is not 0, it has some value, but definitely it will not be, it will be less than that of the AC system, but not 0. One more thing, that field around conductor, how actually this is the field phenomena, electric field phenomena, that results in the corona loss. More the electrical field, more will the corona loss. Similar is the case with when uh, the conductor configuration is linear and it is horizontal, the middle conductor will have higher field and it will result more coronal loss as compared to the side conductors of a three-phase system. Similarly, if it is a vertical configuration, again the middle conductor will have a higher field and it will result a higher coronal loss. The upper and the lower will have a lower field and they will have a lower coronal loss. That means coronal loss will not be uniformly distributed. Also, if the height of the conductor from the ground is less, that means the effect of earth also reflects in the coronal loss. The closer the conductor to the earth, the more will be the coronal loss, because in that case it will have more electric field. Now coming to the atmospheric factors, that is air, you can see pressure and temperature. From this you can see that this PC is inversely proportional to delta, and we know that this VD is directly proportional to delta. Here I have written over here, because this VD, write it again, is equal to 21.1 R delta m naught ln of d by r. Having these constants, you will see that this VD is proportional to delta, and from this formula PC is inversely proportional to delta. I can write it combination that PC is proportional to V naught minus VD divided by delta. Sorry, V naught minus VD whole square divided by delta. When delta increases, this VD will increase. This VD will increase. This term will decrease. Here also, when delta increases, the whole term will increase. In both the cases, it has the same effect. Or we can say, when delta increases, PC will decrease manifold, because we can say that this will decrease square time, this will increase, this will decrease, the whole term will decrease inversely to the delta, and overall the PC will decrease. Now how will this delta increases? So now this delta is equal to 3.92 B, where B is the barometric pressure, divided by 2, this is actually 273 plus T. T is the temperature in centigrade. If B increases, delta increases, VD increases, that means PC will decrease. PC will decrease. If T increases, delta decreases, VD decreases, and PC will increase. For coronal loss to be low, pressure has to be for coronal loss to be low, pressure has to be low and temperature should be high. Because for coronal loss to be high, I can write it low, I will keep it like this. Pressure has to be higher and temperature should be lower. Because when pressure is higher, this delta will be have higher value, and when temperature will be lower, this delta is again higher. When delta is higher, you will see that PC will decrease. The coronal loss in hilly areas is more than the plain areas. It is because in hilly areas you will see that the pressure remains almost constant. Sorry, the pressure decreases, but this temperature remains almost constant. As pressure decreases, you will see that the delta will decrease. As delta decreases, this coronal loss will increase. That is why in hilly areas you will see that coronal loss will be more as compared to the plain areas. Now I will come to the factors connected with the conductor. That is, we'll see how the radius of the conductor will affect the coronal loss and the separation between the two conductors. Let us first come to the separation between the two conductors, that is effect of D on the coronal loss. We know that VD is proportional to ln of D by R, because VD is equal to 21.1 R delta m naught ln of D by R. Rest are independent of this D, so I write only ln of D by R. As D increases, VD increases. Okay, and also this PC is proportional to square root of R by D, V naught minus VD whole square. I can write it in combination, V naught minus VD whole square divided by square root of d. When this d increases, the whole term will decrease. So this also has the similar effect as that of the delta. As this Vd increases, the numerator will decrease. As this d increases, the overall term, or you can say denominator increases, overall term will decrease. It has again the same effect of decreasing the corona as we increase the d, as in the case of the delta. So we can say that in general, as d increases, Vd increases, so Pc will decrease. But this is not usually done, as if d increases, it results in the increase in the inductance, because L is also equal to, inductance is equal to 2 into 10 raised power minus 7 ln of d by r Henry per meter. When L increases, that limits the power transfer capacity of a transmission line. So usually this is not done, but by doing this, by having uh, the notion of this, we can see that this d, how this d affects the corona loss. So we come now to the radius of the conductor, which is slightly complicated, but we'll do this. Vd1, let us say I compare it with the two systems. For system 1, having this Vd1 proportional to R1 ln of d by R1, and in both the cases we keep the distance same, but we will only change the radius of the conductors. Vd2 is equal to R2 ln of d by R2. Let us say R1 is equal to 1 centimeter, d is equal to this 3 centimeter, and in the second case we will increase the R2 to double of the R1, that is 2 centimeters. I will write it here. Let us say R2 is equal to 2 centimeters. So Vd1 by Vd2, or in general Vd2 is equal to Vd1 R2 by R1 ln of, R2 by R1 ln of d by R2 divided by ln of d by R1. So Vd1 into 2, because R2 by R1 will be equal to 2 divided by 1, that will be equal to 2 ln of d by R2. D is equal to 300 centimeters, 3 meters means 300 centimeters, divided by 2 centimeters, that will be d by R2 will be 150, that is, I have written 150 divided by ln of 300, that is equal to Vd1 into 2 into 0.878. So finally it comes out to be, in this case you can see that even if, because why I have done this, because when we increase the R here, it is quite easy to understand that Vd will increase, but here it has a decreasing effect. But the effect of increase in this R as compared to effect of decrease in this R is very high. So we can say generally that Vd is proportional to R. You can see it from here. The effect of decrease is very small. It is almost close to 1. So we can say that Vd is proportional to R. We can neglect the effect of ln of d by R. Similarly, for this case, Pc, now the corona loss is proportional to square root of R1 V0 minus Vd ka whole square. So here also it seems that it is proportional to the R. As R increases, it might increase, but also it is proportional to square after V0 minus Vd 1 square. As we have seen from here that Vd is proportional to R, it has also increased to the directly to the R. So from here I take the same example. I assume that V0 is equal to 2 times Vd1. You can see here that Pc1 from this term, R1 term, it has increased by root 2 times as compared to Pc1. This is Pc1. But because of this term, it has reduced to a great value. You can see it here. I can write it down. It will be equal to this Pc1. I will write Pc1 is equal to root 2. That is increase due to this R2 multiplied by, just wait a minute. It is 0.059. You can see that this is a very high decrease in the Pc2 is equal to this. This is 0.707 into 0.059 Pc1. What I mean to say in this case, the increase due to this R is very small as compared to decrease in this R. So dominant term will be this. So in general we can say that when R increases, overall the Pc will decrease. So for the factors which are related to the conductor, we can say if R increases, coronal loss decreases, and if D increases, coronal loss will decrease. So next term, number of conductors per phase should be high to have the higher value of R, and we have seen that if R increases, coronal loss will decrease. So number of conductors we have to increase. So by using bundle conductors of 2 or more conductors per phase, we can increase the R and hence decrease the value of this.